Today we have our last lesson before our Chapter 2 test, multi-step equations, which is just combining everything we've learned on solving equations. Let's go to the next right-hand side page, page 15. And I have here at the top a list of what you should do in order to solve multi-step equations. You can copy this here as I have it, or it's also listed in Schoology as an insert. So the first thing you're going to do, if possible, always distribute. We've already looked at these examples on page 13 in your notes. If you cannot distribute, just go on to step 2. Step 2 is combining like terms. Remember that like terms have the same variable raised to the same power. Then you would go on to step 3, which is to get the variable on one side of the equation by itself. We looked at this on page 11. And then finally, just use your inverse operations, that's opposite operations, to isolate the variable on one side of the equation. Let's look at some further information. When we solve these equations, there could be a different number of solutions. You can have 3 possibilities. No solution, which is also known as null set, one solution, which is what we're used to solving, or infinitely many solutions, also known as identity. Let's begin with no solution. Here is an example of an equation with no solution. 2x plus 5 equals 2x. Step 1, distribute. I don't have anything to do, so step 2, combine like terms. I cannot combine like terms because remember, you're only looking on the same side of the equation, and these are not like terms, not the same variable raised to the same power. Step 3, get the variable on one side. I'm going to get rid of the 2x. It's a positive 2x, so the inverse is to subtract 2x. And that leaves me with 5 equals 0. Well, 5 does not equal 0. That's why we have the slash through the equal sign. And since 5 does not equal 0, there is no solution. Now, anytime you solve and these do not equal, there is no solution. In other words, any equation, it's not equal, no solution. The next possibility is one solution, and this is what you're used to. You solve the equation, you get a single answer, and that means that there's one solution. The final possibility is infinitely many solutions. Here again, I don't have to distribute. I can't combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign, but I can get the variable on one side by itself. I've got x on each side. It's a positive x. I'm going to get rid of it by subtracting x. Well, when I do that, all the variables go away and the left side equals the right side. This means that every single possibility, all numbers are solutions. This is identity, or infinitely many solutions. In other words, in general, if you solve the equation and the left side equals the right side, there are infinitely many solutions. Any value you substitute for x will make the equation true.